It's a Property First show, your go-to show for real estate matters. I am Oluchi Wankwo. You're probably wondering why your regular presenter is not here today. Unfortunately, Layo Yatogun has just been bereaved. May the soul of the deceased rest in peace. So I'll be with you for the next couple of episodes. I'd like to thank our fans who've been keeping our social media pages alive on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and Google Plus at Property First Show. Home ownership is the bedrock of everyone's dream. On Property First Show today, focus will be laid on the home mortgage system. The housing sector plays a critical role in the nation's welfare than is recognized because it not only affects the welfare of the citizens, but it also affects the performance of other sectors of the economy. Adequate housing provision has since the early 1970s consequently engaged the attention of most countries, especially the developing nations, for a number of reasons. First, it is one of the most three important basic needs of mankind, the others being in food and clothing. Secondly, it is one of the indices for measuring the standard of living of people across societies. In Nigeria, housing production is approximately 100,000 housing units, while deficit in the sector is estimated to be over 17 million, which rises by 900,000 per annum. This means that an additional 700,000 houses must be built annually to keep up with demand. In doing this, developers are at the center of providing affordable housing. They need adequate financing to execute housing projects. Mortgage financing has often been fingered as one of the most frightening limitations in the housing sector. As part of efforts to bridge the housing gap in commercial nerves of the country, Lagos State Government began its rent-to-own initiative, through which it gives out 200 housing units every month to its citizens. After this break, the CEO of Trust Bond Microfinance Bank, who also doubles as the President, Mortgage Banking Association of Nigeria, will enlighten us on how the home mortgage structure works in this country. Stay with us.
Now is the perfect time to plan your Christmas vacations and get the best deals with wakanow.com. Travel to Miami, Zanzibar, Dubai, and other international destinations with Wakanow and get an international travel SIM absolutely free. Use our Wakanow Pay Small scheme to lock down the best deals with 25% deposit and then spread the balance payment conveniently before your travel date. Call us on 0700 925 2669 or log on to www.wakanow.com to start your booking.
Wakanow, let's go.
I'm Niyi Akinusi, President of Mortgage Banking Association of Nigeria and the Chief Executive, Trust Bond Mortgage Bank PLC. Our home mortgage scheme is simply a situation or a transaction, a contract whereby you are able to acquire a house for yourself, for your family, residential, apartment or house, against the payment of a small sum, which is usually called a down payment. And usually the only collateral you require as security is the house itself. So you pay a small amount of money, which is called equity or down payment, and then you pay the balance over a number of years, 15 to 20 years or more, and you become the owner of the house. And you also start living in the house, enjoying the benefits of ownership. Immediately the mortgage comes into place, you become the owner of the house, where you keep making payments. It's what we call like deferred payments. You buy a property now and then you pay over 15 years. It has in a lot of ways. For instance, if you talk about, even if I'm sure the one that is mainly known, very popular is the NHF, National Housing Fund through Federal Mortgage Bank. That is as I speak, is the only source of mortgage that is still single digits. Maximum is 6%, and you can get money for that for as little as 5, even below 5 million. So the focus is mainly for the low income people, and mortgage banks are involved with FMBN to create mortgages. We've had situations where people who live in other parts of the country, in Katsina, in Taraba, in Ilorin, different areas, who are civil servants or workers, and they have been able to own their homes through this scheme of National Housing Fund. So that is one aspect. We also know that through the rent to own program, which has taken off in Lagos by Lagos State government, it's also helping low income people to own their homes. And I'm also aware that Federal Mortgage Bank is also working on this, on rent to home as well. All these are targeted to ensure the low income earners have access to mortgages and access to home ownership. If you decide to go into a mortgage transaction and you default, then there can be issues. Because of course, even though you've been living in your own house, and you start defaulting in payment, you stand the risk of losing the house. That's one. Also, beyond losing the house, you also stand the risk of having your credit score also battered and affected adversely, because in the credit bureau, you'll be tagged as a defaulting customer, and to make it impossible for you to access loans again. So those are the things that will happen if you don't work in line with the mortgage contract you have. So it's not more of negative, it's more of inability to continue to pay, and then or unwillingness to meet your mortgage contract. Because with the investment in mortgage, it's an investment, because over time, even after 15-20 years, and you finish paying the cost of the house or the mortgage, the house will have appreciated. It's also an investment opportunity. So really, in terms of the merits, really I won't say that. I only say if there is what we call default in payment, that's when, of course, you can have your reputation being damaged as somebody who is a defaulter in the bank. You cannot access funds, you can lose your house. And talk about housing deficits, which I said between 17 to 21. We can look at it from, you can approach it in two ways. One, we can look at the supply side and look at the demand side. The supply side talks about not having enough houses, affordable houses for people. So even if you have mortgage banks who are ready to provide the money, if there are no houses, you still won't achieve that. And the way to, part of the things we need to look at or mitigating against that is one, cost of construction. It's huge. It's quite unaffordable. By the time the cost of construction is high, because most of the inputs are imported, apart from the land and apart from labor. Even labor is being sourced from neighboring countries now. So of course, if you have excess, whatever the rate is, if the naira is devalued, if the value of the naira goes down, it will affect the cost of the house. And of course, we have issues with land titling. For instance, you know what it is. It's difficult to get land, and if land is very expensive to buy, of course, it will affect the cost of the house. It also affects the final sales price by the developer, which will make it unaffordable for the borrower. Apart from the cost, even the issue of titling for land, it is cumbersome, it's complicated, and very, very expensive. These are areas where the Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, we are working with government. We are advocating that maybe we should look at what we call a 131 formula that will address some of this. What I mean by 131 formula is to address the cost, that the cost of transfer of titling should not be more than 1%. That's 1%, that's one. And then also, it should not be more than 3 days in terms of period. Sometimes it takes for as long as 6 months or more in different parts of the country for perfection. If it's not more than 3 days, and of course, the other one is 1 point. Rather than having different desks, different ministries getting involved, so that's what we call ratio 131 formula. 1%, 3 days, and 1 desk. Well, not government directly, but government through its organs, they are providing an enabling environment for this. We must recall that the Federal Mortgage Bank, the NHF scheme, is managed by Federal Mortgage Bank, which is an arm of government under the Minister of Housing, and they've been able to, they are funding houses under the NHF scheme. So the government is working through that scheme. I'm also aware of the 100 billion special intervention by the present government in the budget under the my home scheme, my family home, the family home fund scheme, which is done by under the Ministry of Finance, and that is also to ensure that it's for development of the houses to support the market, both the supply and demand side, so that low-income earners can have access to houses. It's called the Family Homes Fund. So that's one. Government is also very helpful with the takeoff of NMLC, Nigerian Mortgage Financing Company, which I said refinancing mortgages now with establishment. They are able to provide guarantees for attracting the funds from World Bank to set up this company, and even for operation now. For instance, the bonds issued by NMLC is guaranteed by the government, so they can have access to funds from pension companies. A lot of support is being provided by central bank and also by the government to ensure that we break these barriers. We are working closely with them on the mass literacy I talked about, mortgage literacy on that, and a lot of other things, so that this barrier, because the GDP to mortgage led to GDP in Nigeria is less than 0.5%. It's very, very low compared to other countries. In developed economies, at least 60% or more. In UK, it's much more than that. Even in Africa, we are even behind Kenya and South Africa, and there's a lot that can be done. Nigeria is the power engine for growth in Africa, based on our population and our GDP. It's the largest economy, so a lot can be done, and government is interested in this, and particularly the job creation aspect, because we know that when people own their houses, it also helps when jobs are being created through real estate development. Most of the youths, Nigerian youths who are jobless, they are engaged. Once they are engaged, they can start planning their families, they are planning their own home ownership, and they have interest in governance, they have interest in what's happening in the society. Because if you own a house, if you are able to own a house, you plan towards owning a house, you have a job, the next thing is how to start a family. If you're starting a family, you're also interested in governance. Who is the local government chairman? Who is the state governor? Who is the federal government? Which party is in charge? Are we sure they can deliver on their promises? You are concerned about amenities in your environment, where you live. Do you have infrastructure? Do you have roads? Do you have water? What about power? You have more engagement, you have more trust, and of course you have more commitment to the environment. You are even concerned too about crime rates, because that's where you live. You have a stake in the future, and that's where your family is. You are concerned about what kind of schools do you have in that environment. Are they standard schools? Are they well equipped? So a lot of things has to do with this. So it goes beyond just living in houses. Home ownership is a panacea to a lot of the issues we are facing here, and it can help us increase our mortgage loans to GDP, which is below 0.5%. It can be increased without no time.
Up next now is the property showcase segment after the break. Don't go away.
They say it's a jungle out here. We say it's a brave new world. They keep talking about how things used to be. We only care about how we choose it to be. We are the different, the ones who do the unexpected and the unbelievable. Why? Because we choose to. We choose different. We choose us. We choose Verve.
Verve, the rewarding way to make payments.
Hi, our property pick of this segment is a 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex at Poco Park Estates in Lekki Phase 1. Joining us in this segment is Anne. Hello, Anne.
Hi, Oluchi.
Could you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Anne Mokwa. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer.
Okay, so could you tell us a bit about this property?
It's a 4-bedroom house with a room BQ. This is the sitting room.
Nice. Oh, wow. It's really spacious. It's airy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
The intercom.
Wow, this is like nice lights.
Thank you. The kitchen.
Okay. Nice railings.
Thank you.
Right. Nice. This is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
That's the exit door.
Yeah.
This is your store.
So is this marble or
Oh, yeah.
tiled? Yeah, and I like this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the store? As a ventilator, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? That's very good. That's very thoughtful. And that's the store over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like this design. I like how it's just very, convenient. It's not really, there's no sharp edges here.
Yeah.
So it's just something. Okay, so
Thank you.
moving on.
And then that's the guest toilet.
Strong doors.
Thank you.
Okay.
To the water.
Oh wow, that's clean water.
Oh yeah, it's
So there's
treated.
so what's the water supply like, in this area?
It's a 24 hours lightning
Okay.
estate, so we have 24 hours water.
Okay, and
I
it's
tell you-
treated so it's clean, because I've noticed it's not that color.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
clean, it's like really clean.
There's water treatment in the estate.
Right, can we go upstairs then?
Oh,
Okay, nice railings. Nice. Really love the paint.
thank you.
Why did you
It's,
decide on this color? Is there a particular reason?
the paint is an American paint.
Okay.
Samuel Williams.
Right.
And then the tiles is an Italian.
Okay. And it leads up onto the balcony.
Yep.
So this is a good place to relax Sunday afternoons.
Oh,
I
and
can
the
feel
balcony
breeze.
goes all the way. A lot of natural air.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
Takes you down
It's
the
quite
way.
spacious as well. So it's not just like a one-sided balcony.
Oh yeah.
It's spacious, so kids can run around. It's really spacious. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I get it. Nice. It's the master bedroom.
No, the master's is up. This is bedroom 1
Right.
with the wardrobes.
Okay. This is the wardrobe. Built in as well.
And the
With a rack.
Yeah.
Built-in wardrobe. Ensuite bathroom. Nice. Nice. I like this finish.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. So, what's the price range?
It's 140 million
140 million
or so.
outright buying.
And then for
Okay.
lease is 6 million per annum.
That's good. So, what room is this?
Store,
Okay,
storage.
facility. That's good. Nice.
Bedroom 2.
Do you know, I like the
And the
fact
convenient.
that, all this, all the rooms from downstairs are just like really high ceilings. So it actually gives that feel of a lot of space to
Oh,
move
yeah.
around and play around. And really, if you want to decorate the place, very good. So this is,
The convenient for bedroom 2.
okay, this is bedroom 2.
And then the wardrobe.
That's the wardrobe. Right. Nice. I have a few ideas what I could do with a space like this. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. We're done for this floor.
Oh yeah.
So we're moving up, obviously, to the next floor. To find this estate easily.
It's off Durosmeti Street.
Okay.
And Durosmeti is the first turning from the gate, like
Okay.
if it's 1 gate. And then the field house is just by the corner.
Oh, it's near that cinema.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. So it's quite easy to locate then.
This is the madam's room. It takes you straight down
Down's
to,
room
Yeah,
for the
it-
madams.
it takes you straight down to the master. It's connected.
Oh, is it connected with the masters?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's ingenious. I hardly see that.
This is the convenient.
Okay. Like you said before, ensuite bathrooms for all the rooms. Nice, nice.
This
there
is
any
the
reason
walk-in
why-
closet for the madam.
Oh, wow. Yeah, can fit a fit a lot of clothes. I can see that. So it's definitely for a madam.
It takes you
So she-
straight down to the master.
Right. I like this wood finish.
Thank
It's
you.
very durable.
It is.
Strong and durable.
It is.
So it can withstand a few openings and closings. Yeah? Nice, nice.
This is the convenient for the master.
Okay. Master's bedroom.
And then the master itself.
Wow. So the master's bedroom actually overlooks a balcony.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's just literally the same thing as the one downstairs. Nice. I can feel the breeze again.
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
is really nice. This is amazing.
Thank
It's
you.
got very fantastic views, over there and over here. the rest of the estates. It's a very fantastic view.
There you see this common area, the swimming pool.
Oh, it's got a swimming pool.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Is it open? Oh,
It is.
It's a hot afternoon.
It is.
Okay.
And then the clubhouse is on the first floor.
Okay. It's got a clubhouse for the whole estate.
Oh yeah. And there's a terrace up there where they can relax if they have any get together.
Okay. Okay. And what's the electricity supply like in the estates for this, unit or the unit?
It's a 24 hours lightning.
24 hours lighting.
So
okay.
whenever they take the light, the generator picks
You've
immediately.
got a backup generator.
We have 3 generators.
Nice, nice, nice.
And then there's a check meter in every building.
Okay.
Whatever you
What
pay
does
for,
that
whatever
do?
you use.
Okay, so the check meter ensures that it's a pay-as-you-go.
It's a pay-as-you-go
So
plan.
everyone's on a pay-as-you-go plan. And
If you
that's
decide
really
to
good.
put on your AC 24 hours,
Yeah.
better.
So you pay as you use, nothing more, nothing less. That's very convenient. I like that. So is this property, fully documented? There's no issues with the Omonile? Like,
Oh, no.
so if I pay for this, I get it, and that's it. That's final. Wow, that's very interesting. Yeah, so I can just buy this today and it's mine. I can move in as soon as possible.
Like a sap.
Yeah, and look at the doors, like strong wood, strong finish. That's good. Interesting. Okay, so I know that this is an estate. It's got obviously security. So what else is the security like? Is there provisions for emergencies?
Oh yeah, we have armed security down there in the gates,
Okay.
and then the civilian security.
Wow, we've had a view of all the property from top to bottom. So aside from what you've mentioned, can you tell us about other amenities, of the property?
There's CCTV.
Wow.
There's a BQ behind there. The estate in general is well drained.
Yeah. Okay, and it's family friendly, isn't it? So kids
Of
can
course,
run
you
around.
can see
It's
that.
safe.
You can see that.
Yeah, I think that's the end of everything. So thank you, Anne, for being with us on this segment.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
everyone, we've seen it all. This beautiful property which costs 140 million naira if you want to buy it, or 6 million naira if you want to lease it every year. 4-bedroom fully on-suite duplex. It's got 24 hours electricity, 24 hours security, very clean treated water, beautiful and fantastic drainage system. You don't have to worry in the rainy season, and it's going on for a price of 140 million naira, like I said, for outright buy-in, and 6 million naira per year if you want to lease it. So to get a hold of this beautiful, fantastic property, call the numbers showing on your screen right now. If you would like to have your property featured, call 090-2023-2719 or 081-865-33938. If you're also a dealer in building materials and you'd like to advertise on the show, call 090-2023-2719 or 081-865-33938. You can also catch us on all our social media platforms, that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and Google Plus at Property First Show. We're going on a break now. When we return, we'll give you scoops on happenings in the real estate sector. Stay tuned.
Now is the perfect time to plan your Christmas vacations and get the best deals with wakanow.com. Travel to Miami, Zanzibar, Dubai, and other international destinations with Wakanow and get an international travel sim absolutely free. Use our Wakanow Pay Small scheme to lock down the best deals with 25% deposit and then spread the balance payment conveniently before your travel date. Call us on 0700 925 2669 or log on to www.wakanow.com to start your booking.
Wakanow, let's go.
federal government announces plans to set aside 35.4 billion naira to address the housing needs of its workforce under the National Housing Programme in 2018. Real estate investors from Ghana set to explore the Nigerian real estate markets. Housing experts have urged the federal government to boost the development of the real estate sector through improved long-term financing. The Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing may demolish Jibawu Costain bridges to accommodate Lagos-Ibadan railway line. Task force demolishes 2,500 illegal structures, recovers guns. Join us next week for more updates in the real estate sector.
And that's all on the show today. Thank you for staying with us. Make it a date with me same time, same station next week for your all-important guide on the real estate markets. For advert inquiries and placements, call 090-2023-2719 or 081-865-33938. And don't forget the conversation continues on our social media platforms, that's Twitter, Instagram and Google Plus at Property First Show. I'm Olichi Wankwo. Bye now.